Hello again, enviers. I had every intention of uploading this tutorial on Friday, but you know how things sometimes get out of hand? I had to edit large parts of the video for it to make more sense, which ultimately took longer than I thought it would, and the result was that it was a jumbled mess. So I decided today just to do the whole video again. So let's get started with this, the third video in the events tutorial series and part 2 of the picture effects. In part 1 we demonstrated how to fade pictures, notably for chapter announcements in and out, and if you haven't seen it yet I'd recommend watching it first. Our focus in this video is on tinting pictures to add some nicer effects to them. I'm just going to dive right in with a demo for you to see what I mean. As you can see, the tint fades in to colour and then it'll fade out again before going to the map. I've just recycled the submap from tutorial 2A. So now we create our auto run event as normal, and in the contents area we change the transparency to on so the character doesn't appear before the picture does. Show whichever picture you want, and in my case I'll go with chapter 2B. Set the opacity to 0. Next we'll use tint picture, but we'll set the frame to 1, which is the lowest you can go. If you set it to 0, it'll default to 1 anyway. Let's choose the sepia preset, and to fade the picture, fade the tint effect in gracefully, we'll use the move picture with the opacity set to 255 and the frames to 260. You can always change this duration for your own needs. Tint the picture again, but set it to normal and wait 260 frames. Add a wait command, say with 80 frames. Tint the picture again to sepia and move the picture opacity back to 0, say within 200 frames. Erase the picture, then transfer your player to the map. We'll just recycle map 2A. And finally, change the opacity back to off. The frame rates that I've used here I've found are the best ones for our purposes, but as I mentioned you can change them according to your own needs. So let's see the demo. and of course it'll work. It fades in tints, colors in, then it'll fade out and tint out. And voila, your characters are transported to the map. In my opinion, you know, this sepia effect is quite a nice effect to transition to and from. Now, if you watched the first video and you remember that we used common event, I named it to chapter picture events for easier reference. So instead of that, we can go into the common event and copy all the way down to there, and then into the common events we can add another conditional branch, conditional branch, and set the variable to, which would be 1, 2, and 3, and then copy and paste that routine, the tint routine, in here, and then we can call it by setting the first variable to 3, calling that common event chapter picture effects, and I like putting the erase event, which I didn't do previously. So now when we go to play it again, it should do the same effect. Sepia tint in, coloration, sepia tint out, transfer to the main map. Oh, and incidentally, parts 1 and 2 of the picture effects do work in other RPG makers, but you might have to tweak timings and certain other settings for it to work, but it same sort of thing works quite adequately. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, you can comment with your suggestions for any future events tutorials, or maybe other tutorials as well. Subscribe for more videos, or visit RPG Maker Time's blog, Twitter or Facebook. The links are all below. Until the next time.